All right, so you know how everybody's always chasing that dream job,
Huh.
like trying to get into those big name companies.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, this article from the sales experts, it's called "A Good Boss is Better Than a Good Company." And it really made me rethink things. I
Interesting.
mean, I always thought, like, the secret sauce is a killer comp plan, you know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
But what if it's not just about the company? What if it's really about the boss?
Right. Yeah, it's a really interesting point, and I think that's exactly what we're going to dive into today.
Okay, so let's jump right in.
Get
The sales experts, they're arguing that a great boss is actually more valuable than a prestigious company, especially for sales.
Yeah, and that's especially true in sales, I think, because it's such a high-pressure environment. You need that support.
Exactly. And, we always talk about company culture, but they're saying it's the boss who sets the tone, not just some handbook.
Right. And that daily interaction, that guidance, that mentorship, it can make or break a salesperson's career.
Okay, so their first point is all about growth. And I get it. Companies offer all these training programs, development resources, the whole shebang.
Yeah, but they're saying none of that really matters if you don't have a boss who's personally invested in your development.
So it's not about the program, it's about the person.
Exactly. It's that personal touch,
Yeah.
That boss who's actively mentoring you, pushing you, advocating for you to move up.
Yeah, someone in your corner fighting for you.
Exactly.
That's huge, especially in sales, when you're dealing with constant rejection, the pressure to hit quotas.
Mhm.
You need that support.
Absolutely. And, it goes beyond just like climbing the ladder. It's about becoming a better salesperson.
Right, building your skills.
Yeah, exactly. Like a good boss can help you open doors you didn't even know existed. Like you could have way more success than you thought possible.
All right, so next, they talk about the impact a boss has on the team's culture. I mean, every company has their mission statement, their fancy core values, but let's be real.
Right. It often doesn't really translate to the day-to-day. And that's where the boss comes in. They're the ones who actually set the tone. They create that real work environment, not just what's written on the wall.
Yeah, and they give some examples.
Yeah, like they lead by example, they celebrate wins, and they handle conflict in a way that's constructive and keeps everyone, moving forward.
Which in a sales environment, that can be the difference between a team that's killing it and one that's constantly struggling.
Absolutely, because you're all working together. You need that positive energy, that sense of camaraderie to really thrive.
Okay, so now here's something that I think a lot of people don't really consider when they're thinking about a good boss, and that's work-life balance.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Because you'd think that's more of a company policy thing.
Right.
But the sales experts are saying a good boss actually has more influence over that than any policy could.
And how so?
Well, it's about setting those realistic expectations, respecting your boundaries, and most importantly, leading by example.
So like walking the walk.
Exactly. If your boss is always working late, never takes time off, it sends a message to the team.
Yeah, like it sets a precedent that you're expected to do the same.
Yeah. But a good boss understands that a refreshed, balanced team is going to be more productive and ultimately more successful.
So it's not just about being nice, it's about good business.
Exactly. It's about creating a sustainable environment for everyone.
Now, this next point really hit home for me. It's about trust,
Uh-huh.
especially in sales. Building relationships is everything.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And the sales experts are arguing that a good boss, they actually build trust through their actions, not just their words.
It's got to be genuine.
Exactly. Like you can't just say, I trust you and expect it to happen. You have to show it.
Right, and they actually break it down into 3 specific ways a good boss builds trust.
What are those?
Well, first is open and honest communication.
Okay.
Nobody likes to be left in the dark, especially in sales where things move so quickly.
Right. So being transparent.
Exactly. A good boss keeps you informed, shares information openly, and that builds confidence and a sense of, we're all in this together.
Okay. What's the second way?
Autonomy.
So giving you space to do your job.
Yeah, exactly. A good boss trusts you to do your work without micromanaging every little detail.
Which can be so demotivating.
Oh, it's the worst. It shows a lack of trust, and it really stifles creativity.
It makes you feel like you're not valued.
Exactly, like you're not capable, which is the opposite of what a good boss should do.
And what's the third way?
Support during challenges.
Which in sales, let's face it, there are plenty of challenges.
Oh, yeah, you're going to face setbacks, lose deals. It's inevitable.
And so it's not about avoiding those, it's about how you handle them.
Right, and a good boss has your back. They help you analyze what went wrong, find solutions, and come back stronger.
It's like they're there to help you pick yourself up and keep going.
Exactly, because, sales can be tough. You need that support to stay resilient.
All right, last point from the sales experts.
Okay.
Inspiration.
Mm.
You know how companies love their inspiring mission statements?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But let's be honest, true inspiration, it comes from the person leading the charge, right?
Absolutely. The person you see every day who's setting the example.
The sales experts say a good boss, they can make you feel like you're part of something bigger, like your work really matters.
Like you're making a real difference.
Exactly. And they break it down into three main aspects.
Okay.
First, a clear vision.
Right. Everyone on the team needs to understand where they're going, how their work contributes to the big picture.
So it's like painting that picture for them, connecting the dots.
Exactly. A good boss communicates those goals clearly, keeps everyone aligned, and that shared sense of purpose. It's super motivating.
Okay, what's the second aspect?
Energy and passion. And I think this one is so key in sales.
Oh, for sure. You can't fake passion.
You really can't. A good boss genuinely believes in what they're doing, and that enthusiasm, it spreads to the whole team.
It's contagious.
Yeah, exactly. It creates this positive, energizing work environment, which can be a huge advantage in sales, Keeps everyone going.
Yeah, I mean, when your boss is excited about the work, you're more likely to be excited about the work.
Exactly.
So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right, and it just makes the whole experience more enjoyable, even when things get tough.
For sure.
And that can make a big difference in a high-pressure field like sales.
Okay, and the third aspect of inspiration.
Recognition.
Okay, so making people feel valued.
Exactly. In sales, you're often driven by numbers, targets, commission checks. But a good boss understands the power of acknowledging individual contributions, making people feel appreciated.
So like celebrating the wins, big and small.
Yeah, and reminding people that their work actually makes a difference. That kind of recognition can boost morale, increase engagement, and lead to even greater sales success.
So it's not just about the money.
Right. It's about feeling valued, feeling like you're part of a team that cares.
So it sounds like the sales experts are making a pretty strong case here.
Definitely. They're really challenging that traditional idea that the company name is the most important thing.
Yeah, they're saying it's the boss who really makes the difference.
And I think they're onto something, A good boss can have a profound impact on your career, your growth, your overall happiness at work.
So maybe instead of just chasing that big name company, we should be focusing on finding a great boss.
Right. Someone who inspires you, supports you, and helps you reach your full potential.
Someone who makes you excited to come to work every day.
Yeah, exactly. That's the real secret sauce.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here, but the sales experts, they go even deeper in the article, so I definitely recommend checking it out.
Yeah, there's a lot more to unpack, and they offer some great tips for both sales professionals and leaders.
So if you want to learn more about how a good boss can be better than a good company, head over to the sales experts website. It's definitely worth the read.
Absolutely. It's a great resource for anyone who's looking to improve their sales game.
Okay, so that's it for part 1 of our deep dive.
Part 1 down, 2 to go.
We'll be back soon to continue this discussion, so stay tuned.
See you then.
All right, so picking up where we left off. The sales experts, they go on to talk about how a good boss can actually help you achieve better work-life balance.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, it's not something you usually think about, right?
Right.
Like you'd think that's more of a company culture thing or a personal responsibility.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you have to set your own boundaries, but
But they're saying a good boss can really make a difference.
for sure, like if your boss is always emailing you at night or weekends, it sets a certain tone.
Totally. And it can make it harder to disconnect, even if you want to.
Yeah, exactly. Like you feel pressure to be available all the time.
But a good boss, they respect your time off, they encourage you to take breaks, and most importantly, they lead by example.
Right. They actually walk the walk.
So it's not just about saying the right things, it's about actually living it.
Yeah. And that can make a huge difference in your overall well-being,
Yeah.
And a happy salesperson is a productive salesperson.
So it's good for the individual and good for the company.
Exactly. It's a win-win.
All right, so another key point they make is about building trust.
Uh-huh.
And we all know how important trust is, especially in sales.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's the foundation of any good relationship.
Right, like you have to trust your boss, your team, your clients.
And it goes both ways.
Exactly. And the sales experts, they argue that a good boss actually builds trust through their actions.
Not just words.
Right.
It has to be genuine.
And they break it down into 3 main ways a good boss builds trust.
Okay.
First, open and honest communication.
That's a big one.
So no secrets, no surprises.
Right? Like keeping everyone in the loop, sharing information openly, even when it's bad news.
So transparency is key.
Yeah, because when you feel like your boss is hiding things from you, it erodes trust.
Totally. And it can lead to all sorts of problems down the road.
Yeah, for sure. So open communication is essential for building that trust.
Okay, what's the second way a good boss builds trust?
Giving you autonomy.
So trusting you to do your job,
Exactly, not micromanaging every little detail.
which can be so frustrating.
Oh, it's the worst. It makes you feel like they don't trust you to do your job.
Yeah, and it stifles creativity. You're afraid to take any risks.
Exactly. But a good boss gives you the space to own your work, make decisions, and even, make mistakes.
Because that's how you learn.
Right. They trust you to figure things out, and they're there to support you if you need it.
They're not hovering over you the whole time,
Exactly. They give you that freedom to operate.
which can be so empowering.
It really is, and it shows that they trust your judgment.
Okay, and the third way a good boss builds trust.
Supporting you during challenges.
So when things get tough,
Yeah, because let's face it, in sales, you're going to have bad days, you're going to lose deals. It's just part of the game.
and so it's how your boss reacts to those moments that really matters.
A good boss has your back. They don't throw you under the bus.
They help you figure out what went wrong.
Exactly. They analyze the situation with you, help you come up with solutions, and encourage you to get back out there.
It's like they're your coach, helping you improve your game.
Yeah, exactly. They want to see you succeed, and they're willing to put in the effort to help you get there.
So it's that combination of trust and support that really makes a difference,
It's about feeling like you're not alone, that you have someone in your corner.
which can make all the difference in the world, especially in a high-pressure field like sales.
Yeah, it can really make or break your experience.
So we were talking about inspiration last time
Yeah,
and how a good boss can really inspire their team.
right.
The sales experts, they talk about how a good boss makes you feel like you're part of something bigger, like your work actually matters.
And they break it down into 3 aspects.
Right. The first one was a clear vision.
Making sure everyone knows where they're going and how their role contributes to the overall goal.
And that can be so motivating.
Absolutely, especially in sales where it can be easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind.
Yeah, you can lose sight of the bigger picture
But a good boss keeps reminding you of why you're doing what you're doing.
and how it all fits together.
Exactly, they paint that picture for you.
Okay, so the second aspect of inspiration,
Energy and passion.
and you can't fake that.
No, you really can't. It has to be genuine.
A good boss, they genuinely believe in what they're doing, and that enthusiasm, it just rubs off on everyone.
It's contagious.
Exactly, and it creates this positive, energizing environment.
Which is so important in sales, It keeps everyone motivated and excited to come to work.
All right, and the third aspect of inspiration,
Recognition.
so making people feel valued.
Yeah, acknowledging their hard work and contributions.
And in sales, it's easy to get caught up in the numbers, the targets,
For sure.
But a good boss understands that it's not just about the money, it's also about feeling appreciated.
Right, it's about those little things like saying thank you or great job.
Celebrating the wins.
Exactly, and that can make a huge difference in how people feel about their work.
It can really boost morale and productivity.
Absolutely.
So the sales experts are making a pretty compelling case here.
Yeah, they're really challenging that traditional idea that the company name is the most important factor in your career.
They're saying it's actually the boss who makes the biggest difference.
And I think they're right. A good boss can mentor you, guide you, inspire you,
They can help you reach your full potential.
and create a work environment where you actually enjoy coming to work every day.
So maybe instead of just chasing that big name company, we should all be focusing on finding a great boss.
Someone who believes in you and supports your growth.
That's the real key to a successful and fulfilling career.
Absolutely.
Well, this has been another fascinating deep dive,
It really has.
and we've just scratched the surface of this topic.
The sales experts have a ton of great resources on their website if you want to learn more.
So I definitely recommend checking it out.
Yeah, it's worth a read for sure.
All right, that's it for this episode of The Deep Dive.
Thanks for listening.
We'll see you next time.